Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Osmo Action 6 by DJI. This actually is the newest action cam that they have. We'll look at the packaging. Packaging feels very premium. And it opens up by this pull tab right here. So we'll pull that off. When you first open the box, what you'll be greeted with will be the camera itself, the accessories. Because I got the Adventurer one, this nice extension rod. Let's get everything out of the box. So here's what everything looks like in the packaging. Let's get into this a little bit deeper. Let's open everything up and see what it all looks like outside of these plastic bags. Okay, so per usual, when you get your DJI products, you will get these stickers, which I've never had much of a use for. Kind of a nice touch though, I guess. Nice for some branding if you're a DJI super fan. And then what we come to here will be the safety guidelines. You know, just the legalese pamphlet. We have the quick start guide. And this right here will be a QR code just to scan to get into the DJI forum, which if you have any use for that, I guess is cool. What we have here on first touch, this is very nice. This extension pole feels super well made and high quality. It's not heavy, but it's firm, sturdy. You can tell that it's not cheap. Got a really nice textured grip here. Feels really nice in the hands. Got a real nice screw hole there to add in like a tripod with a spot to put a wrist grip. Very nice pole, very, very nice. Then what we have here is going to be those magnetic mounts. And these will obviously screw into those to screw into whatever it is that you're trying to mount it to. We have here a helmet, or really whatever you would want to mount this onto for head videos. Obviously probably going to work best with something that's going to be solid. Can't really use like with a hat. And this came with it as well. These came in together. Not 100% sure what these are for, but sure through a little bit of research it wouldn't be hard to figure out. I'll get to that in a little bit. Type-C to Type-C charger. And this charger is a very nice charger. It looks a little short, fully unraveled. Say it's just long enough to not be a hassle, but it feels very well made. This feels like a high-end Type-C to Type-C charger, which is a very nice touch. They could have gone Type-C to Type-A, which would have saved a few dollars, but this right here is a very nice thing to see in 2026, and I feel like every company should go this direction. Then we come to this charging case, which has the 3 batteries. Now, if you don't get the Adventurer bundle, you likely won't receive this. You'll just receive this cord, the camera, and a battery. One battery. Yeah, this case feels phenomenal. Feels very well made. Got the lights to indicate the battery, how much battery is in there. Nice satisfying click. Can you hear that? Just overall very well made. Nice snappy top. Listen. A little uncertain of what this button's for. And then it comes to the main event. We have the action camera itself. And just for any of you ASMR people out there, that was super satisfying. Rubbery. We have like a rubber outline all around the outside, and then this is a very, very solid plastic. Very well built product, very nicely packaged. The product is not cheap, but it reflects it in the quality of the product that you've received. So I'll get into testing this out a little bit, and we'll post some video as well to go along with this unboxing. So this right here is a test of the video camera quality, test of the mic quality, to see how everything looks and sounds. This is a test using a wireless mic, using the DJI Mic Mini. Mic check, testing 1, 2. Looks like the levels are pretty good. Based off what I can tell, there's no real like red bar. Things are looking pretty good. Let's check it out. So first I'll start off by showing off the hyperlapse capability. It's very smooth. This is at 4K resolution, 15 seconds. Not bad at all. Pretty smooth, pretty good image quality. This is a video to showcase the super night mode. This is a generic 4K 60. The super night mode, 4K 30 frames per second. Far superior in my opinion. This is a showcase of one of the features that is most hyped about the camera is the 1:1 resolution. It's one of the biggest features that's been hyped up about this camera is the ability to record vertical and horizontal. I often find myself using this for vlogging. It's actually a pretty good feature. Makes things really quick and easy when you're trying to upload things to like TikTok and to YouTube, so not bad. This is the photography feature. Not bad. There's also bodies you can buy to make it more like a classic camera. I like it. I think it looks pretty good. I might actually get me one of those bodies. What we have here is portrait mode, which I haven't had a lot of experience with, if I'm being honest. We have subject tracking, which almost works kind of like a gimbal. So if you kind of have this setting on a tripod, it'll do its best to track you using the software, things like that that's built into the camera. It'll do its best to make that happen. Probably not as good as like an actual active tracking, active track gimbal though, but it does the job. And then what we have here is slow motion mode. This is actually my first experience using this feature of the camera. Well, it's pretty good, and it's pretty good if I think it's pretty good. It's super slow though. It is extremely slow. I feel like it could actually be a little faster. That possibly might be something you can change in the settings, but I haven't dove that deep into it. Like I said, it's my first experience with it, and I'm impressed. Works pretty well. So that's just a quick rundown and just a quick visual of what all the modes look like and what they do based off of my knowledge. Now, I am new to the camera, and this is just a Joe Blow's honest opinion. You know, I'm not a professional camera guy. If you're looking for that, there's plenty of videos. But if you're just an average Joe getting into this is what you can expect. I find myself typically using the vlogging cam a lot more than any of the other camera options. Typically the one-to-one, just for the ease of access and ease of use of doing YouTube and TikTok. So yeah, let's get back in the house and have a little conversation about the camera itself. I wanted to post this video just as a way to show you what each mode looks like. I haven't had a chance to dive extremely deep into each mode and their capabilities. I'm looking to get more into photography, and I'm considering buying the camera body actually for the DJI Osmo Action 6. The camera's pictures that you can produce out of it are great. I can tell you that from first-hand experience. I love to grab photos of my daughter with it and really just see what it can do. You can grab D-Log, which is a great option if you're a good color grader. The camera is a wonderful, wonderful camera. I've had no issues with it so far. The only thing I would suggest if you're going to pick this camera up is if you're going to already spend the money, just spend the extra to get the extra batteries, because it will eat through a battery like you wouldn't believe, as well as splurge on a bigger micro SD card. The biggest one you can make happen, do that, because the files that you will get out of this camera are going to be enormous. Been my main frustration with it was when trying to edit my videos using the footage. I was using Shutter Encoder, trying to downsize them a tad bit, but really no success. I ended up having to buy the HVEC extension for Windows to be able to play the 265 footage that you get out of this camera. That's really the only main gripe that I have with the camera. Other than that, there's no problems. It's a great camera. I can see myself using this a lot in the future, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. So, positive review. If I was going to grade this camera, I'd give it an 8. If you're looking into getting a camera and you want to go high end and get an actual vlogging camera mirrorless setup, this camera is probably not going to measure up to those expectations. But in the aspect of just capturing good footage on the fly quickly without needing a whole bunch of setup prior to the event, you really can't go wrong with this. This is my first action camera, so I can't really compare it to the past cameras where I see a lot of people saying the DJI Action 5 is just as good. So if you have any experience with that and you believe that's the case, then maybe just stick with that. If this doesn't feel like a huge jump in ability for you, I understand where you're coming from. Not cheap. I believe the 1-to-1 ratio is pretty substantial for people that are making content to be able to just do it one time and not have to do multiple takes in different angles. Yeah guys, that's going to be it for this review. Pick it up, give it a try. I'm sure wherever you would grab it would have a 30-day return if you're not satisfied. Thanks for watching the video. Have a great day.